Can you say hi? Hi. What are we going to talk about today, Joshua? What are we here to tell them about?
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears. We're here to talk about keto gummy bears. So those of you that are following a low carbohydrate lifestyle, I think all of us all of us grew up loving gummy bears. But if you've ever tried the sugar-free gummy bears, there's a legacy there of what they do to your gut. So a lot of people say it's the world's most amazing laxative effect. So I wanted to talk to you today about just how easy it is to make gummy bears on your own. Now I haven't quite perfected the recipe. There's tons of them online. Yes, you can start having some. So he wanted to eat some more, and I said, well, if you're going to eat some more of these, you have to be able to try them online and tell people what you think. So go ahead and have one. Tell me what you think. These are the gummy worms that we didn't quite do well. Oops, I dropped it right on the carpet. There we go. Whoop, cool. Anyway, hi everybody. So, what did I do to make these keto gummy things sugar-free? There's lots of different ways you can do it, and there's lots of recipes online. And one of the things that I wanted to show you, these are so cute. These are silicone molds, and these you fill up. After where'd I put my little droppers? I put a bunch of the stuff that I use to make them in the back. This for me has become sort of a passion for me to be able to perfect it. I haven't quite gotten there yet. And you can do it any one of a number of different ways. So these are the actual gummy worm molds. Then I have the gummy bear molds. Let me see. And these, you can just get these. I got these on Amazon. And they have all different sizes. Read the reviews on them. Because some of them, think about the actual gummy bears that you eat. And so this in many ways is a labor of love. And they come with these little droppers that once you mix everything up and it's still liquid before it has solidified, you actually, don't eat all of that, okay? Thank you. So before it solidifies, you use the little dropper to put them in the thing. If you want to, you can get like a mustard or one of these, and once you fill it up, it makes it easier or faster to do. I don't particularly like that because of the impact of the plastic with the hot liquid in it. So I tend to use the droppers, the BPA-free droppers that come with it. It takes a little bit more time. So here, what do you do? Well, if you are nourished, if you use sugar-free Jello, and you remember the Jello jigglers that they used to sell those molds for, a decade or so ago, you can certainly do that with the jiggler type of ratio, meaning instead of 2 cups of water, you would just use 1. But what I found, I do a variety of things. So if it's the kids and it's just something I want real quick, then I'll do some existing. These were made with the cherry sugar-free Jello, and then to make it thicker and to add some protein and some value, especially for the grandkids, I buy this beef gelatin powder by Now Foods, and I'm sorry about the have some. He says put it over there where they can see him. Yeah, he's nope. You got to put it over there where there you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you for that. Back all brand foods. NOW. I got this, and it's beef gelatin powder. And I know it's backwards, so I apologize for that. So beef gelatin powder, and this is a natural thickening agent. And this particular brand, and I don't know if it's the only one I've bought personally, it does not have to be, you don't have to heat the water up. So you can use this as a thickener. And what each tablespoon of this is 0 fat, and it's 9 grams of 0 carbs. If you don't turn off that light, please, thank you. And 0 fat, 0 carbs, and 9 grams of protein. So if you're trying to get protein in a child, and it doesn't really have and I just love it. Now, so what I'll do is I'll use either just this with like some of the Stir. I've got, I keep these all sorts of these little flavored drink things in it. I think I have the True Lime up here, and I have the Stir. You gotta keep grabbing those gummy worms, aren't you? But you don't really mind because it's got protein in it. So what I do is I take a package of the sugar-free Jello, the large size, and I put a cup of boiling water in that, and I stir it up till it's nice and blended. And then I add 4 tablespoons of this beef gelatin powder. To give it some punch, I will then add the citric acid. Now this citric acid, make sure if you're going to buy this, and I got this online too, that it says food grade citric acid. And it really doesn't take much to give it that bite. So it really gives it almost like a nice sweet sour bite to it. And you can actually, if once you get them, the gummy bears done, you can mix a little bag of probably 2/3 of a sugar substitute like Swerve, and then 1/3 portion of the citric acid. And right before you eat them, you can shake them up a little bit, and you get that sweet sour type, those sour gummy bears. My first attempt at that, I did half and half like the recipe I found online said. I wasn't so pleased with that. But you can actually just use the beef gelatin and flavor it with these different things if you don't like the type of sweetener, the aspartame, I think that's in the Jello. That's fine. It's customizable. It's in between, because I tell you, those little gummy bears take some time. It's a labor of love. So there's these medium-sized silicone molds that I also found on Amazon. So those are stars. These are cute little seashells. And these are cute. These are hearts. These are a lot of fun. Oh, here's my little, this is up. It doesn't, I don't know if you're back or not. I'll close with that, just saying it's inexpensive. The molds will cost you a little bit. You don't need that many of them. If you have fat bomb molds and you want to try it without spending any money on the silicone gummy bear molds, go ahead and get your recipe right. But I do 1 part of Jello, 2 free coming in. Yeah. Get them from where they can see you. Grandson approved. Very easy to make. I will tell you, the larger that they are, with these silicone molds, it's very easy. I'll try to show you. When you go to pop them out, you just push them out like that, and they pop right out, and then the mold comes back in. And I just wash these in hot soapy water and just really let them soak, and then just do this. They're really easy. But when you have the ones that are a little bit larger, like these seashells are, you sort of want to loosen the edges up a little bit first and then pop it out, because if you just try to pop the whole thing out without sort of working the edges a little bit, it'll crack and break. And they still taste the same. He came back for more. They still taste the same, but they're not quite as pretty. So these are fun. They don't hold up well in hot temperatures, of course. There's another type of gum. It's not xanthan gum. It's not guar gum. It's something else I tried that was nasty. It's a vegetarian type of thing. But the beef gelatin powder, you can add a little bit of citric acid. Oh, and then for sweeteners, if you don't want to use anything with any colorings in it, that's fine. Although you can buy some food colorings that are natural. But you can do any type of like flavoring. If you have, like if you do essential oils, that will be okay with the heat. I would put it in once it starts to cool a little bit. But if you want to sweeten it, you can tell this bottle is much loved. This is by Now Brand as well. And it's the liquid stevia glycerite. I learned this from Maria Emmerich. The glycerite is really thick. And this is what I use in my coffee in the morning. And you can sweeten it with that. You can sweeten it with the Swerve, which I have back here. I have different type of flavorings. I have raspberry. You can buy cherry flavoring. So you don't have to do the Jello. You can do what he keeps coming back for more. But you know what? This is stevia based. It's got some protein in it, and it's a really nice thing for kids on the go. And that's about it. I just wanted to at least let you know it's fun. It is a little bit of a labor of love. The bigger they are, the easier they are to make, because you're not spending so much time. But they don't. Here it goes again. I love you, Joshy. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Say bye. That's all I wanted to say. Play around with it. It's not an expensive treat to make, and it's very simple. Some hot water, some beef gelatin powder, citric acid if you want to do it. You don't have to. You can sweeten it with anything that. Flavor it with anything that you want, based on what your preferences are. Don't comment and say that, oh my God, I can't believe you used that sweetener. I know, you do what you can do. My whole philosophy is do the best you can with the time you have and the money you have, and we'll eventually get to where we want to go. So you guys have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Look. Look at the